I'm sorry I'm hitting you hard on that. You are not supposed to be the politician, but okay, you are the engineer. You are going to help us understand some of these things. No. Okay. I usually tell people that in 1999, when we returned to democracy, that Nigerians already knew the kind of problem they had and they needed solution to this. That is the time of Obasanjo. Then we moved to Yaradua, good luck, and now we have Buhari. The problems are still there, which was this infrastructure, light. Of course, light is also part of the infrastructure, no? These things were already simple. Nigeria were already clamoring for it. All right, now let's go to where we came from before, the collapsing of building, because this is important for us. Do you think there is anything that we can do to prevent the collapsing of building in Nigeria, even at least because of the fact that it is costing Nigeria people life and property?
Before we can go into what can be done to prevent building collapse in Nigeria, I think we need to look at the causes of the collapse. I've mentioned before that we have the cause of collapse could come from the soil tests that's supposed to determine the strength of the test and determine at what depths the building is supposed to be placed in order to be safe and to ensure the integrity of the building. Not only being safe, because when we say a building failed, it doesn't, not until it collapses. When a building cannot be used up to the standard it is being designed for, it has already failed. So when a building, settled, that is sink, beyond what the design expected, it has failed. When a building tilts beyond what it is acceptable in the design, then it has failed. So these are, defects, deformations that reduces the integrity, or in some cases compromise the integrity of a building. So if these things happen in engineering practice, what we call it is that it has failed. Okay, so the factors that normally cause them are maybe the soil test that's supposed to determine what type of foundation first. In fact, type of foundation, because we have many types of foundation which depend on the kind of load we are to put on ground and the type of soil also. At the depths of the foundation itself, where should the foundation be placed? So after that one has been solved, the type of foundation and the depths, then we have the problem of having a standard design. Then when we have a standard design, we talk about implementation, the construction. In terms of construction, where the problem comes from now is many clients, many building owners prefer to use quack engineers. As I said, we have quack in almost every profession. You have quack doctors, you have quack lawyers, you have quack engineers. So quack engineers have been responsible for many of these building collapse because their charges are always very low, of course, because they don't have certificates for whatever they're doing. So use of quack engineers has to be checked by Nigerian government. NIBRI has tried a lot under the leadership of its former DG, that is Professor Matawal Slim Danladi. He has done a lot, although his work also has been inherited by the present DG, which is Professor Duna. So these people have been doing a lot, and they have been working in collaboration with Koren. I think if this can continue, we are capable of eliminating quacks. And when quacks are eliminated, I'm telling you, building collapse can become something of a history. So those things we need to do to avoid the collapse of building is we should ensure qualified engineers are involved, are being employed to do the job. When qualified engineers do the job, of course, you have a qualified engineer doing the soil test, doing the foundation design, doing the foundation supervision. So you have a qualified structural engineer doing the design and supervising the building. You have a qualified material engineer, civil engineer, material engineer, doing the quality control of the of the concretes, and so on. So the factors that causes building collapse, when you have qualified, experienced engineers taking care of them, I'm telling you, building collapse can become completely something of history. The same code we are using for our building is what they are using in America. You don't hear such things much, except where it is unavoidable because of certain other reasons that even if they happen here in Nigeria, you know that it is not the fault of anybody.
Oh, right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Now, how can people connect with you? Maybe they want to learn more about you and what you do.
Oh, well, you can contact me through my LinkedIn. I'm just, by the name Salahudeen Bunyamin on LinkedIn. And if you want a physical contact, I'm a staff at the Department of Civil Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University of Jos, Plateau
All
State.
right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, what would be your final statement here regarding the conversation that we have had today? It might be a message or just because you wanted to reinforce this line because it is important to you to conclude the conversation. Please go.
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, it's still on this issue of infrastructure, on two issues now: infrastructure, rural development, and maintenance in Nigeria, and building collapse. I will start with that of infrastructure. Infrastructure is very, very important. In fact, the development, the economy of a country directly depend on the infrastructure they have on ground. If you don't have electrical infrastructure, like having stable power, nobody wants to invest in your country. Almost all production has to do with power. So if you don't have infrastructure, let's say you have the power, they produce what they want to do, there is no road for people to reach out, to distribute their goods. They won't come to invest. So when you have good road infrastructures, people will happily come and invest in the country. So infrastructure is directly connected with development, particularly economic development of any nation. And we have seen it with other countries, not only even the development of the country, and also development of its people, her citizens. When you have, in fact, for you to build only one road, thousands of citizens will benefit from it by simply selling pure water to the workers, by selling rice in takeaways. People get a lot of money. So infrastructural development is very, very important, and it is what a nation needs to develop. Not only to put the infrastructure on ground, but to have maintenance spirits. In Nigeria, this is another problem we have not been discussing. Maintenance. You have a building, you don't even maintain it. You have roads, you don't maintain it. A road with a pothole will form due to certain reason. Maybe a lorry spoiled and dig a hole, and from that hole, everything will be removing, and before you know it will form a pothole. If you do not quickly repair the pothole, it will escalate. It will now be the reason why the whole road project will collapse. So we should also have maintenance spirit. You have your infrastructure, maintain it, and also supervise the usage of the infrastructure. You cannot use road, as you rightly said before, you cannot use road to transport everything you want to transport. They will not last long. All this infrastructure have their lifespans. Their lifespan depends on the actual load they are designed to carry. So if you overstress these roads, they will spoil very soon. So for you to enjoy an infrastructure, you have to make sure that they are being put to use exactly for what they are designed for. And of course, you cannot use road to carry everything. Train is what we know that they use to carry heavier loads. So that is in terms of infrastructure. Put them on ground, maintain them, and enforce that they are put to use for exactly what they are designed for. Number two is the issue of building collapse. Government should ensure that certified engineers, experienced engineers are being used for everything engineering. When you use quacks simply because you work as a laborer in Lagos, or he has worked under one white man in Germany, he comes to Nigeria, he becomes the biggest person. He doesn't hear, and of course, he doesn't know what are the technicalities of building. What normally happens is when the engineer they work under is making changes in the design, they won't know. They just think this is what they normally do every time. But he does them with some modification that they are not aware of. So if you remove the issue of quacks out of taking responsibility of engineers in Nigeria, I'm telling you, we are going to say goodbye to building collapse in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salahudeen Bunyamin. I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.